Shut the hell up. All right, here we go, folks. All right, folks, we're live here at the premiere of the Deal With It podcast.
Yes,
Yours
sir.
truly, Panther Pickle. Now, I want to tell you, Bryce Young had an amazing game yesterday. And if you don't like it, deal with it. Because he ain't going anywhere, at least for the next 2 years. DILL Skills, my man. What's up?
Just sharing your feed on Twitter. I mean, I'm excited after watching that game yesterday as a Panthers fan, breaking more records. I mean, we already saw Rico Dowdle break Christian McCaffrey's record, and we get to face him next Monday night, just a week from now. And not only that, I mean, Bryce Young broke Cam Newton's passing record. That was not one that I had on my bingo card, Pickle. On a scale of 1 to 10, how surprised were you that happened yesterday?
Oh, 10. By a 10. I was absolutely surprised. Shocked. I thought, okay, maybe if he has to throw it and they let him throw it, he'll get maybe 300 some yards average. But 448 yards, wow, I was amazed. And he could have had a lot more yards. They kind of left yards on the field that they didn't get. And, it's the more they do it, the better they're going to get at it. So if you got, if you play in the NFL and you got a record, Bryce is coming after it. So suck it up, Buttercup. It's coming. Cole, my man, tell us what you think.
I am still on an emotional high from yesterday watching our number one overall pick quarterback play like a number one overall pick quarterback. If he can just give me half of that every game, I think we have a great chance to win a lot of football games going forward. And most importantly, Pickle, I'm very excited for you for your podcast. It is long overdue, and I'm glad to be on this ride with you, my friend. Keep pounding.
Wonderful, wonderful. Jake, my man, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing today?
Hey man, I'm doing great. I'm kind of with Cole here. I'm on cloud nine right now. I mean, I
Well,
absolutely loved it. I'm just as much as everybody. I'm really surprised at
mhm.
Bryce Young's performance yesterday. I'm so happy for him though. We really needed it at the end of the day. I mean, pretty much stopped our run game. But hey, this game really proved that Bryce Young can get the ball down the field. Dave Canals opened the playbook. And we had guys stepped up that we've been asking to step up all year round. I mean, XL had a great game. Coker had a pretty decent game. I mean, we had a bunch of guys across the board that stepped up when we really needed them to. Man, I'm just overall happy for this team. Bryce Young, especially.
That's right. Welcome, D Money. How you doing today, sir? Welcome, D Money. Tell me what you think.
He's probably adjusting his stuff.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
having
he's
some.
still trying to get his audio right. That's all good.
That's good.
What was the one thing you were most impressed with yesterday, Pickle, outside of what we saw that performance from Bryce Young? Outside of that, what was most impressive to you?
Oh, his toughness. His toughness. To me, that was overwhelmingly. I mean, you know what? For all the negativity that he gets, and some of it from me, I'm owning up to that. I'm the guy that's going to walk up and say, hey, dog, I'm bad. It's on me. I apologize. Now, for all the negativity I gave him about being short and scrawny, that man was tougher than most quarterbacks in the league. There are quarterbacks in the league right now that would simply, once they got the banged up ankle, they would ride back on the cart like the trainers told them to, and they would either sit down, whatnot. Bryce said, no, I ain't riding on no cart. So he walked back there. They did a quick x-ray. He come out, said, I'm good, let's go. I love that. I love the toughness. That's old school toughness. All right. I don't know if you saw this or not. When he walked to the podium to do his post game, he could barely walk and limping really bad. They said, "How you doing?" And he said, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine." And that's old school. I
Yes,
love
sir.
that. Be careful. We don't want him to go. Um, we want to be careful with him, and I love the fact that we are being careful. But he had to prove to everybody that he was the guy people doubted, And Bryce Young, I doubted you, my man. I'll not do it again. I know you can do it. I know you've got that arm. I know you can do what we saw you do. Dave Canales, it's up to you to make sure he can still do it. It's up to you, Dave. You, the head coach. You and Brad Isaac. It's up to you. Let's keep this thing going.
Pickle, real quick, and you pointed this out to me yesterday. What Canales said to the team in the victory speech. He's like, "I tried to take it away from you." That's a coach that's learning and where his faults are, and he's improving on that. So it was really nice to see your coach take ownership of that and be a leader as well. I was happy to see that, and he's growing on me as well. Not only with his play calling, but what he's doing inside the locker room.
And not only that, I mean, I'm not going to sit up here and say that I was a Bryce Young believer the whole entire time because that'd be me lying. And look, I'm going to tell the truth when I'm going to tell the truth, and I'm going to, this is how I put it. This dude, he answered a lot of questions that I had for him. I mean, can he get the ball down the field? Absolutely. That game last night proved. I mean, yesterday proved it. He can get the ball downfield when he needs to. And if he has to pass so many damn times, well, guess what? He took care of the ball as well. He never threw an interception, never fumbled the ball. The dude got hit left and right the whole time. Got sacked 5 times that game. If there's one thing that anybody can say, that cannot say about this man is the toughness that he has. Like Pickle said, the dude could take a hit, the dude can get back up and go right back in there, play her, and still play at a high level. Congrats, Bryce Young. Take yourself a bow, man.
Great game for him. Pickle, real quick. It's just what you want to see, like I said, out of your quarterback. And you know that we have the answers we were looking for. We were waiting for something to gravitate to with people that were on the fence, and we got our moment yesterday. You can see that he's a franchise quarterback in the future now.
That's a fact. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And you know what? Some people's going to say it's a bit early. Yeah, it may be a bit early, but if you wanted to go there, we can go there. If you want to do that, we can do that. One thing about it, you can't say he ain't got the talent to become a franchise quarterback if he's not there. What do you think, D? Diesel skills?
I really, really have been waiting a long time to see that pass that we saw yesterday down the field that went to XL, and then him catching that, laying out in the end zone. That's something I've been waiting to see. And then also in the locker room after the win, the excitement around the guys in there. That was the leadership and the swagger that we've been wanting to see from Bryce Young. I hate that it took that Saints game and that bad loss and for that to really motivate Bryce to get him almost to like his mean side. You know what I mean, Pickle? Like
Right.
he found a different gear. I mean, he really did. And then he come out and just delivered yesterday. And T Mac with 8 catches, 130 yards. I mean, Jake, me and you've been talking about how he's in the race for Rookie of the Year, and he was 50 yards behind Ibuka going into that game, and 2 touchdowns behind Ibuka. Well, sure enough, he got every bit of what he needed to probably be in the lead for Rookie of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year for T Mac. I mean, I'm excited about him just as much as I am Bryce's statement game, if you would.
Right. D Money, are you there, brother? Well, I hear you, but
Okay.
yeah, I hear you. Well, okay. He's having technical issues.
Now, I complete just to add on to what Dee's just
Go
said.
ahead. Go ahead.
I completely agree. I mean, what Nilo has shown out of a rookie man is unbelievable, and I completely agree. I think this actually puts him in the forefront, so to speak, as Rookie of the Year. And I said at the beginning of the season, my goal was for him to beat Kelvin Benjamin's rookie receiving yards, and I think that's a very good possibility of happening, and I foresee it happening.
Yes, sir.
What was that
Yeah,
number again, Jake? You remember it? What was Kelvin Benjamin's number we're shooting
If
for?
I'm not
11?
mistaken, total was 1,006 yards or 1,008 yards total.
110, 110.
Well,
But
that's
yeah, I
all we
said
can
I
leave it at.
110 to beat him by a couple yards.
yeah, he needs I think I figured up 262 yards.
Oh, he's got it.
Yeah.
Lord willing, we're going to pray for his health every day, but if
Right.
he
Yeah.
just makes it through all the games, he's got it.
Did Benjamin win Offensive Rookie of the Year?
Yeah.
I don't think he did.
I don't think
I
so.
was sitting here trying to think who did. I can't
I
answer
I
don't
that
was
for
either.
you
wondering.
right now.
That's fine. I'll look at. I was just wondering if y'all knew.
Oh, so his total rookie. So the record that he has to beat total is exactly 1,008 yards receiving.
He's at 748 right now, Jacob. That's
Yeah.
attainable.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's almost to the point now, boys, where I'm not saying there's something wrong with him, but he's cranking out 100 yards games like this is what it's going to be like my whole career. He's showing signs of that already.
Well, I mean, not only that. I mean, a lot of when we drafted him, a lot of analysts. I mean, a lot of them are wrong a lot of times, but they questioned his
Yeah,
speed. But I said this when I went back and watched some of his film. I mean, he have 4.4 speed? No, but he don't need to have that. He's 6'4". I mean, he can route anybody up. I mean, you see him
and a
breaking
great
cornerbacks'
route
ankles
runner for
all the
that
time.
size. Yep.
And then you you
Right.
you add on his catch ability, his catch radius is insane. And he's got great hands. Has he dropped a few balls? Of course, he's a rookie. It's going to happen. I mean, there's Hall of Fame wide receivers playing right now in the league who's dropped balls this year. But yeah, he's on a tear, y'all. He really is.
I
Right.
really think that's what makes what happened yesterday, that 448 yards, so impressive. Because T Mac's only a rookie. He is going to make mistakes. We know Xavier Leggett, he hasn't had a great season this year. He really hasn't. He had a better year last year, but we know that he's still developing and he's gone through a lot of injuries this year.
You're on mute, D Money.
And for him, for Bryce to go out there with the weapons that we had, I think he made the most of it and some. I mean, he really did. We talked about the how Rico Dowdle kind of got stymied, less than 50 yards on the ground. He
Right.
had 55 in the passing game. So I mean, net he still finished at 105 for the game, but it wasn't the running game that was carrying us by any means. Chuba Hubbard had 4 carries at 5.2 per. And when he
Hmm.
was having success, Pickle, I was looking for Canales maybe to feed Chuba a few more carries than what he got yesterday. Were you kind of surprised how the split come out, or do you think that Rico Dowdle is still our horse and we need to ride him all the way to the finish line?
Well, I think Canales is going to go whichever hotter. I think he's alliterated that. That's one reason why when Bryce got warmed up, he let Bryce control it. He let Bryce stay in that rhythm. That's just hot. Plus, Atlanta was doing a good job at stopping our run. So, I mean, Bryce is getting it done. Um, I really do think that Canales will just go whichever's hotter. I think you always the great thing is no team, including the 49ers coming up, um, they can't rest on their laurels either one. They can't just block the pass and skip the run, or we're going to run on them. They can't not ignore the pass, or that we're going to pass on them. And there's going to be a team that's going to stop our run and say, "Now pass on us," because we're different from the Falcons, and then we should be able to pass on them. But I heard today, and I kind of really agree with it. We had for us to have the game we had against the Falcons, we had to get beat by the Saints. It was a wake up call to our coaches and to the players. It was the bully on the block picking on the little kid, and then the little kid hits him so hard in the gut, the bully falls over and rolls over to the side.
So you mean a
Sometimes you need
Christmas
that kick
story?
in the gut before you realize you ain't the bully on the block yet.
I
So
think that's what's different about this team other or previous years is this team. Yeah, we might have a horrible game where we get blown out, but we bounce back. Like we can't say that in years past. Like if we got beat by the Saints, the week before last, I mean, we probably wouldn't have won this week either. If in previous teams that we've had, that's why we actually have a special team this year. I mean, I know we still got a lot of stuff we still have to figure out, but at least when we get beat, we don't lie down and we have a horrible stretch of like 3 or 4 game stretch of loss after loss after loss. I mean, we bounce back after a game that we should have won. And I give all the credit to Bryce Young, Dave Canales, our players that we got, our rooks. I mean, there's credit can go everywhere on this team right now.
yeah, absolutely. Oh,
Yo, what's going on,
what's
family?
up, D Money?
There
How
he
are you doing, brother?
is.
Hey, man, look, excuse me for early. I had to back
It's
out
all
the
good.
whole thing and come back in. I couldn't get no sound from you guys like to hear y'all.
Yeah.
But man, just a beautiful weekend for Panthers fans. I want to start with a shout out to Rico Dowdell because He kept his word about the GoFundMe, about the money going to the children's home and so forth. And that's a good tone to set for the week. Guys, representing the Carolina Panthers, not just on the field with the number 5 on, but actually going out and paying it forward to these young children, these underprivileged youth, getting to see a guy who has had 200-yard games. A lot of these kids might be Panther fans, just because of location. So that was a beautiful thing. And then to go in to go handle their business. And one of the things that still strike me was I kept telling everybody that the Falcons were coming. You don't take 30 to nothing and just rest on your laurels, especially at your house. You're going to come out, and they really thought stopping the run. They thought Bryce had some issues. Heck, the fan base thought that Bryce had some issues. And that takes me to the Bryce Young perspective in this whole thing. And the reason why is he showed you something that you can apply to life, man, not just on the football field. And what he applied is like there's gonna be dark days, and you gotta put your head down and you got to keep pushing forward because that opportunity is gonna come. And they say luck is nothing but preparation and opportunity colliding in the middle or whatever. And the opportunity was there. Obviously, the preparation was there, the timing with the deep throws. Um, him coming back after that ankle had got dinged up pretty bad, something he's been dealing with all year. The fight, the moxie, the grit, how he felt like, and he felt like if he came out that game, we didn't have a chance to win that game completely, and he put his body on the line, and that's a testament of his selflessness. That's a testament of all the things I just said about him. But it also shows that he is a leader. A leader goes out there wounded and continues to go to combat with his guys until the mission has been accomplished. And the mission was accomplished that now we can call the Mercedes Benz Dome the Mercedes Benz Bryce Young Memorial Auditorium. That's what I like to call it at this time being. We are now at the Mercedes Benz Bryce Young Memorial Auditorium. And I'm going to tell you, nothing feels sweeter than saying that at this present moment. I stopped at a Spaces for the Falcons, and it sounded like us 2 years ago. The coach got to go. The offensive coordinator got to go. Shoot, matter of fact, tear down the Mercedes-Benz Dome and put them on a high school field till they do better. That was the type of stuff I was getting. Now, mind you, I don't take pleasure in other people's misery. Nah, I don't. But for us, just where we was at 2 years ago, and everybody was saying that the sky was falling. And I was just sitting back with my brother D's going like this, just be patient. The bricks are being laid. The bricks are being laid. The foundation is being set. And D's, he stood right there with me. He was like, hey, we're building something here. We're doing something here. And now you're seeing firsthand, you're seeing competent football. You're seeing effort. And I'm gonna tell you now, if on paper the team can be better than you, but when you can give that effort, even when the things are not going your way, when the guy beside you goes down, and you can continue to believe and fight for the guys that's beside you, that's how victories are made. Now we're still learning how to win. Now we got another test game, and I've liked how this schedule has went. This schedule has been very, let's play some games, then here's a test. Let's play some games, then here's a test. Well, we got a test. We haven't been great on Monday Night Football in our history as of, and it's time to put the 704 on the map, on the big stage, where everybody's gonna be watching. People that are not Panther fans are gonna tune in to see this game. And nothing will be greater than going to the Bay. You heard what I said. It ain't gonna be nothing greater than going to the Bay and putting them boys down and leaving them where they lay. I'm telling you right now, Purdy, it's not gonna be that Purdy if we stick to our doggone processes. We stick to our schemes, and we play Panther football the way Panther football is meant to be played, which is not always running the ball now that we discovered. Just
Right.
playing clean football, no turnovers, and just fighting. And then that's how you're learning how to win. And you can't convince me that out of those 6 wins that we've had so far, that some of that hasn't permeated and carried over. That when we go to the Bay, there's gonna be a little bit of confidence running through that 704 and them Carolina Panthers. And I'm like I always leave it. But before I do leave it, y'all guys do such an extraordinary job. Diesel skills, Cole, Panther Pickle, Jake, y'all are the personification of what brotherhood is. And from the sound of my voice, as far as it reaches, if you're not dealing with the blue and black attack, hey, I don't know what's wrong in your life. And if you ain't with us now, you ain't welcome to the parade. Yeah.
Amen, brother. That's
Keep
good.
pounding. Love it.
It's impossible to go after him, Pickle, but I want to get on one thing he was addressing right
All
quick
right.
with Bryce Young. That leadership that he was talking about
Right.
and ownership and showing that I'm going to ride for my brothers and this is my offense and being the vocal leader 24/7, especially when Chuba lost his job. So that kind of lessened what he had going on with it, honestly. If we're being real, I'm very proud of Bryce Young's growth off the field and as a leader, or on the field and as a leader, excuse me.
Right. D Money.
Give me a D money. Good
There
lord.
you go. He deserves it. He deserves every
Hmm.
bit of it.
That's a fact. Real quick, folks. Hit that like and subscribe on YouTube. The link is in the description. I've also shared the link on my profile on Twitter. Um, for the YouTube page. Hit like and subscribe and share this content, and I appreciate all of you. Um, Folks, I want to bring up real quick. Uh, Michael Penix Jr. was placed on injured reserve today with a knee injury, and while we hate to see NFL players put on injured reserve and hurt in period, it's part of the game, you know. So Kirk Cousins steps in for their quarterback, and that's they don't have a first round pick, so Kirk Cousins will do them this year, and we'll have to wait and see what happens next year. Um, that being said, the Bucks are in front of us. We are actually a half a game out with the division title. Do you think we can steal the division from the Bucks?
Yeah,
Absolutely, Pickle. Go
yeah.
ahead, Deez.
We almost beat them last year. Is what I was going to say. If it wasn't for that fumble there at the end of the game that turned things around, we would have beat the Bucks last year. So, I mean, we have the ability to do it, and if we play anything like we played yesterday, then we most certainly can beat the Bucks for sure. I mean, they're a little banged up at wide receiver, you know. I mean, they're depending on their rookie as well. Evans is down. I think they've got another one down too, from what I recall. Their offensive line is another concern of theirs. I don't think Wirfs is back yet. I think he's looking to come back towards the end of the season. So yeah, there's a
Mhm.
lot of things that are kind of playing in our favor. Plus, I mean, they've lost the last, wasn't it, 3 out of 4 games? The
I
Bucks
was
have.
about to say the same
Yeah,
thing.
they
Yes,
have.
sir. Yeah, you can't be overlooking anybody playing like that, Deez.
Absolutely. Yeah, the Panthers. Some people would say we overlooked the Saints and we lost. So in the NFL, you got to learn. You won't. You you can't overlook nobody. Nobody at all.
Pickle, I
What
want to
it?
put this in your ear right quick, and then I'll let Jake
All right.
go. Imagine, put us in Tampa's shoes right now, and knowing everything that Carolina's been through. If I see their own on my tail with if they're 2 games back, knowing I have 2 games pretty much back to back, maybe a week in between the games, like I'm concerned about that. We're dangerous, and if we get to that point, we're going to be playing with house money because we don't have anything to lose. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope it gets to that point.
Right.
Would it surprise y'all that we actually have a winning record on Monday Night Football? All-time record. We're actually 10-8,
Shocking,
10 wins, 8 losses on Monday
shocking.
Night
Mm,
Football.
mm.
And to answer y'all's question about can we win this division, absolutely. And I'll tell you why. Because if we play our best football, I believe we can beat anybody. And I just that's just the truth to me.
Right.
If we play our best football, don't turn the ball over. Have the running game going, passing game going, play stout defense. If we have all three of them aspects, yes, I do think we can win this division. I really do.
That's
Absolutely.
that's a killer point by Jake Pickle. You know, have you thought about this team's ceiling? That's the ceiling for this Panthers team is sky high. I mean, we've set three or four franchise records this season
Right,
already. Our
right.
ceiling is high. Can you tell me where our floor is? Is the floor of the Saints game? Is that the worst this team can play? Is that the absolute floor for the Panthers?
I would say the worst we played would be the Saints. The ceiling is I can't see the Panthers win any more than 12. I'm just throwing a figure out there. One thing about this 49ers game, they basically run the same style defense, or the defensive coordinator for the Falcons trained under Robert Saleh, was Robert Saleh's defensive coordinator when he was with the Jets. His right hand man was the interim coach for the Giants, or for the Jets, when Robert was fired. Robert moved on to back to the 49ers. Uh, I can't remember his name, but the gentleman moved on to the Falcons as defensive coordinator. And that being said, they run a similar defense, I believe. So, um, you know, you know, it will probably be, the personnel will be different, but some of the calls will be right close to the same, which is going to be a benefit to us and a benefit to them. Um, few things I hope to see Ivero not run so much of that soft zone he seems to like. Um, but their
He got
quarterback
he
is
got Mike
known
he
to.
got Mike Jack burned on that yesterday. You
Yeah,
remember that towards the end of the game, Mike Jack was backed up, and he had no chance to make that play because he was set so deep in the coverage. So yeah, that
right,
soft zone at times I would like him to see him do something else too, Pickle, because
right.
it gets us hurt.
Exactly, it does. It does. And JC, as long as Ivero's here, JC won't travel on a regular basis. That's just not going to happen. But you know, it's nice to see Scorton step up and get some pressure. We do need some more sacks, but the pressure, you know, if you don't beat Brock Purdy, if you don't put pressure on him, he don't mind to set back and burn you in the passing game. So, um, you know, uh, we've also got to be careful. We don't want C-Mac to run all over us next week.
Yeah, good
Uh,
point. Zero sacks yesterday, Pickle. I mean, we were getting pressures. We
right,
were we were forcing the quarterback to move, but definitely didn't see the types of success getting to the quarterback like we saw with the Jets. Remember, we had what 8 sacks that game, I believe it was, or something like
right,
6, something like that. You know, we need to get somewhere in the middle of the road with production. And I know that Evero doesn't run a real high sack rate. Do you think that's the issue? We're just not blitzing to get the sacks? Because I feel like there's a lot of effort up front from the front four at the bare minimum to get to the quarterback. I mean, those guys were playing their butts off yesterday. You couldn't help but watch them.
right. Absolutely, absolutely. And right, right. And I, I'm impressed with a lot that our team did. Offensive line wise, they held up pretty good. They got to remember the Falcons. Cole, what were they? Are they the number one? Were they the number one pass defense in the league until yesterday? I think they were. I think
Yeah,
they
they
were the
actually limited Buffalo to
They
less
absolutely
yards
were, Pickle. I was
passing.
clicking my mic a
right,
hundred times. They were the number one pass defense coming into the game
right,
yesterday.
right,
Didn't know
right,
that
Wow.
till this morning.
right. Well, Jake, how do you think we'll fare?
I mean, I think we got a shot, man. I mean, I know we still got to get some, more information about these medical injuries that we have on this team. Because I
Right,
mean, Bryce Young we know is injured. Nick Scorton got banged up. Uh, XL Xavier Leggett got banged up. I
right,
might be missing somebody, but I really gotta, figure out who's all gonna be healthy Monday. But if you're asking me straight up, do we have a shot? Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. I do believe we have a shot to
right.
win.
And
I really
and
do.
the best part about it is if we can stay above in contention mark, there's a chance that uh Hunt can come back before the end of the year and play for us. There is that chance. Speaking of the offensive line, a lot of people didn't really like the way Chandler Zavala played. Um, I think he did okay in the run game, the pass game, but right now, here's your choices. According to what we're looking at by the coaches, here's your choices: Chandler Zavala or Austin Corbett. There's other people on the roster I think could do it.
Yeah, I'm about
Uh,
to say I got a third option, Pickle.
yeah, yeah. I can't pronounce his name, but I like that third
It's
option.
Jay. I can't. I'm gonna butcher his last name. It's Cohan, or something like that.
Right.
I mean, he's the one that stepped in for Austin Corbett that one game, and Damian Lewis got switched from the left guard to right guard. I mean, I think that's who I would start. I honestly would, after seeing Chandler Zavala and Austin Corbett both have lackluster performance, I should say. I would start that dude because he really did have a strong performance that game.
That's the guy that's 6'6", isn't it, Jake?
Oh yeah, he's 6'6". He has starting experience prior to even coming to us. He was a guard for the Chicago Bears for a while.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to see him in there. Savala had a rough game. Savala's had a tough year, man. He's just been hurt a lot this year. Not available. I don't. He's got things going on with his physicality, whatever it may be. It just seems to be one thing after another. He had the one play where he stepped on Bryce's foot, which was on a fourth down play. I mean, that was kind of bad, but that kind of stuff just happens. And then we had the other one where he missed the blitzer. At least he had his hands on somebody. I can't stand it when we're getting in pass pro and we're not putting our hands on nobody because they're like, well, there's
Right.
nobody in my gap, so I don't have to block nobody. Put your hands on somebody. Put somebody out the way. So I
Right.
think as far as that's concerned, he did better at that
This
yesterday.
is the
But
guy you're talking about, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. That's the guy.
yeah,
Yep.
that's him.
Right.
D's real quick. I think Chandler. They turned him into a pro. I'm not going to say he's a great guard yet, but he's serviceable. He's decent.
Right.
I think he's come a long way, and he's just a victim, I guess, is the only word I can think of right now, of being able to have to play a whole season, and it's just hard on his body, and that's what's causing the injuries. He's not used to that. I think it's something he can grow into eventually. I didn't think he could have a future here as a starting position, but if he keeps growing like he has been, I think he can.
I do think we have a strong possibility of getting Robert Hunt back after our bye because our bye is in 2 weeks. Our bye is right after the Rams game. So we have the 49ers Monday. We're at home against the Rams, and then we have our bye.
That's going to be an interesting situation.
Right. Right.
Like, I don't want to do it if it's not worth it, type stuff is what I'm
Oh
thinking.
no,
But
I'm
if
I'm
he's
not
healthy,
rushing
I
it
do
unless
want to
I
do
know
it.
for a fact he's 100% healed and ready to go, and he's had some strong practices. Yeah, I'm not rushing that man at all.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
It's
And
too
and
risky for me.
yeah, yeah, you want to be careful. And if we're getting it done, I wouldn't. I mean, if we're getting it done, one thing about it though, and I think Cole, you might have mentioned it, or when Chandler Zavala got better, the first thing we did was line him up to play.
Yep.
We almost we all we then he had a setback because we forced him to play too quick. We did Jonathan Brooks that way last year. We need to slow a roll on that, pushing people back before they're ready, just because we want them back. Um,
Especially when I've had a lot more faith in this new medical staff that we had, because I mean we had a long, old school medical staff that's been here for a long time, and I ain't gonna lie, I actually didn't like it for a while because I do believe we had a bunch of people that was rushed back and actually wasn't, looked at right, I should say.
right,
And so I do have a lot more faith in this medical staff, and hopefully they've learned from the past and looked at the previous people they've had.
right, absolutely, absolutely. And Deez, you're really good to stay on this topic. So you know, a lot of what we fans do is push and push and push. We get a guy in the draft, we want him to start right away and do this right away because we fans and we want to see greatness right off the bat. And then it backfires and we don't see greatness. And we want to throw him out with the garbage, throw the baby out with the bathwater. And, we fans need to take a deep breath, drink your beer, and calm the flipping down. Take time. Let the front office develop, learn what they're doing. Let the coaching staff learn what they're doing because they're all young. None of them came in here knowing all that they needed to know. And then we got the players develop. We have to let these things develop. And once we let them develop, then I think we'll be a lot better.
Dude, I mean, you're 100% right, Pickle, because look, this is Canales' first primetime game, literally.
Hmm.
I mean, he's been in the league for 12 years. He's done primetime games, but not as
Right,
a head coach.
Right.
This is the first primetime game ever for Dave Canales. So if the team comes out flat and they don't look ready, you got to cut the man a little bit of slack. He ain't never done it before. I know a lot of things when I do stuff for the first time, it's not always my best. I need to practice a little bit. I need a few
Right.
shots at it to get it down. And the NFL is not an easy place to live and thrive. The
Right.
NFL will eat your lunch. You know what I mean? They'll
Hmm.
with no hesitation. So it's tough on these players, and it's tough on the coaching staff, and it's tough on the front office. And when they slip up and make mistakes, it's amplified.
Right.
We see it. It's
Absolutely.
glaring. It's like, oh, I can't believe they're so stupid. Why would they do that? They've got to know better than that. Why would Dave go for it there? We knew we wasn't going to make it. Why didn't you just kick the field goal? Because we're being fans. We're being passionate. We're armchair quarterbacking. It's what you're supposed to do while you're watching the game. Well, I wouldn't have done that. That didn't work. It's just how it goes. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it, but I really do. I keep the faith in what we're doing when we compare it year over year.
Right.
Is what's so impressive. We've improved so much over last year. We should be winning games, setting franchise records, man. I mean, we broke Christian McCaffrey's record, and we broke Cam Newton's passing record. We're gonna break Kelvin Benjamin's record. I mean,
That's got to
what?
account for something. You're right.
Yeah, dude. I mean, how much do we really want from this 2025 Panthers team? We don't think they're Super Bowl contenders. We don't believe that. We believe we might be playoff contenders. So how much do we really want from this team? And it just, I guess at some point we got to stop taking as fans and just say, you know what? I'm really proud of them and what they did. And if they screw up on Sunday, I'm gonna give them a pass. And I think I'm pretty close to that point, Pickle, because I only projected 7 wins this season, and we're getting all kinds of gravy, all kinds of bonus gravy from this team that I did not expect
Right.
whatsoever. That defense holding those 2 games 50 yards rushing, 2 weeks 50 yards rushing. Our defense, that's all gravy. I never expected that kind of performance.
Me neither, brother. So, Jake, do you think Panther fans have a right to criticize the team?
I mean, do they have the right to criticize the team? Absolutely. I mean, you're the fan. You're
Right.
allowed to do whatever you want to do. I mean, when it comes to criticize the team, should you at times? I mean, I guess. I mean, it depends on what you're talking about. But I mean, I've
Right.
criticized people. I mean, I've
Right.
criticized Bryce. I admitted to it earlier today, and I admit
Right.
to that he had a great game. I mean, we're fans. I mean, we're not getting paid millions of dollars to be media people that does the stat line. Has a clipboard and does. Oh
Right.
well, plus 5 yards. This guy. -2 yards on this play. I mean, we don't get paid to do that. We're fans. We're watching the same game that millions of other people's watching.
Right.
Uh, but I'm just like Dee's saying. I mean, we're breaking records. We're doing stuff that I didn't think was going to happen, and I was just looking that if we get 8 wins this season, that would be one more win than what we've had in 7 years. I mean, if we get 8 wins this season, y'all, that would mean we on pace to outdo what we've done the last 7 years.
And it's a big deal, and it really does
Right.
feel good this year, and it feels
Right.
different too. And you can tell that culture is coming together in that locker room, man. That post game celebration was the best one we've seen in I don't know how long. Everybody was on the same page. Everybody was excited for Bryce Young and the other guys that really performed well yesterday. Pickle.
Right. Right. Here's the note up, and I wish I could have made it bigger. Just briefly, though, it's a constructive criticism versus criticism. Constructive criticism, and I'm going to say this because I believe there's some fans out there that need to learn the difference. And if I'm stepping on your toes, uh, I apologize, but I think you should hear it. Um, Constructive criticism is the intent is to help improve and foster growth. Uh, to belittle, criticism is to belittle, tear down, or simply point out flaws without a solution. And it goes on. It's got several different things. Like your tone, be respectful, considerate, supportive. Um, just regular criticism is harsh, negative, and sometimes cruel. You could go on. There's a big difference between constructive criticism and tone. Focus is specific actions and behaviors or ideas. Personal attacks that just not needed. Uh, criticize your team. Absolutely, you have as a fan, you have a right to do so. Uh, but try to understand when you criticize that you know you may not care the way you say it, but another fan does. They may pick that up. They're going to turn around and say, well, you're just a hater. You just don't care if he succeeds or not. That may not be your intent. Your intent might mean that you wish he could do better, uh, but it just didn't work. And uh, maybe you didn't say it the right way. Um, you know, uh, uh, for example, and I'll use a player for example. Um, we had a player here on the Panthers some years ago, and he was drafted at a position. I never liked him. I never thought he was a good player from the time we drafted him. And I got on then social media and told everybody that. I really didn't think he was a great player. I didn't think it was a smart idea to draft him. And I really went in on him. And every time somebody say, "Well, Pickle, why do you not like that kid? Why do you not like that guy?" I really didn't have a good idea other than I thought he was a bad character. I thought he was a bad guy. Turned out I was entirely wrong, and I should have said it in a different way and said, "Gentleman has me blocked to this day on social media." And he turned out to be a really good player for the Panthers. I just early in his career he had some setbacks, and I didn't say it correctly on social media, and it was interpreted as a hater instead of a fan who was just over worried about the position. And sometimes it's not what you say, it's the way you say it. And sometimes if you take 2 seconds and rethink how you can say that in a different way, it comes out better. um but back to the Panthers. Um Cole, I was going to do score predictions, but you have a show coming up Thursday, so I think we'll wait and do the score
We
predictions.
will wait and do that on Thursday. I appreciate it. While you go ahead and plug that, we do have a show on Thursday. The Cole show's coming up, and we're going to talk about if we can actually win in the House of Horrors that has been the worst place in the NFL for us to play.
Right. But
Yeah, worried about that matchup. Worried about that matchup. Getting these guys out of their rhythm. They're playing good at 1 p.m. We're gonna make them play at nighttime at 8 o'clock on the West Coast. On top of it, certainly lots to be concerned about for the Panthers moving into Monday Night Football. And
right.
Brock Purdy's back too. Apparently, is he 100% back, ready to go?
Well, he played yesterday.
He played
Yeah, he played
yesterday.
pretty
He
well
played
too,
he
I
played
believe.
yesterday. Played pretty well. So
They won a
but I mean,
close game, right? Yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was. It was, and I didn't watch it. I just sort of tried to watch clips. I'll try. I'll go on at some point and watch the 45-minute version of that game on NFL Plus. Uh,
I will say this though. Y'all mentioned two players earlier today. Y'all mentioned Brock Purdy and Chris McCaffrey, of course. But I'll tell you another guy we should worry about on our offense that we've been killed by this position group a lot of times this year, and that's George Kittle with the tight end.
right,
That's definitely going to be a matchup we're going to have to watch, and hopefully
right,
whoever's covering man can at least limit him.
right, right. Too
Every
bad.
time I see a ball go into the secondary pickle, I'm like, make sure you're looking behind you. Make sure you're looking behind you to see
That's
your
it.
man.
That's
They
it.
get locked into the backfield a lot of times.
Hmm.
They get caught watching the quarterback
Right,
instead of turning their head around and following the man when they're playing zone. They
right,
frustrate me sometimes to no end. I'm like, y'all had three people within 5 yards of the ball, and
right,
none of you turn around and look to where your man was.
We're not
right.
going to kill a barrel right now, but have you ever seen somebody that's more staunch and just consistent with their plan and like unwilling to change? It's his system, and
Yes,
we that's just how it's going
yes,
to be.
I have actually. Ron, he was a different. Uh, Coach Fox was that way. John Fox, when he was here, he was so
She really
staunch
was.
on his belief. He was not utter what he wanted to do. You were going to run that football, and if you didn't like it, you was on the wrong team. And yeah, I did. Maybe some's going to scream at me for don't compare the great John Fox to a Pharaoh, but it is what it is. But but that's an old trait. I think too old. That's an old trait. Being staunch in your beliefs. Personally, I'd rather have a defensive coordinator who's a little bit flexible. Uh, builds his system around the players he has. But
Another,
Barrow's
I was going to say another term you could call it is bullheaded as well.
Well, yeah, you can use that. You can use that term. But right.
One more thing before we wrap it up and go watch some Monday Night Football. Dallas Cowboys at the Raiders tonight. I wanted to shout out Corey Thornton. Oh my
Oh
goodness,
yeah,
Corey Thornton. Corey Thornton is so good, man. He had a huge tackle. He had a huge breakups in that game. I mean, the spotlight didn't mean nothing to Corey Thornton. He got his chance to start and be a part of the game plan, and boy, he made it count. He made every second of it on that field count. He played great. And shout out Dan Morgan for finding him as a UDFA, and I guess Avero too, if you want to. Like I'm sure Avero had a hand in bringing him in, and the Panthers did really well with Corey Thornton. I'm proud to have him on this team, Pickle.
Pickle, I
absolutely.
want to do a real quick shout out too. I'm just going to
Okay.
give a shout out to our entire rookie class because I can't remember a Panther draft where we've had this many contributors over one season. I can't wait to see them grow, and I think they're all going to be great players for us.
Absolutely. Jake, who you want to shout out?
I'm gonna actually go with this guy that we ain't talked about at all. I'm gonna shout out Ryan Fitzgerald once again with a
Oh
game
yeah.
winning field goal walk off.
What a clutch kicker he's turned out to
That
be
makes
for
his what
UDFA.
third, I believe, on the year
Right.
game
Hmm.
winning walk off field goal. I love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to shout out our tight end, our tight ends. We have four tight ends on the 53. All three played Sunday, and all three were instrumental in various forms of catching the ball. And Tommy Trimble with the overtime catch, with the yak yards behind it. Um, we haven't had that many folks step up and be tight end, and it's nice to see. It's nice to see, and it's such a veritable group. Sanders is more of your receiving option. Evans is your blocker tight end that's got more speed than people realize. I personally think Evans is going to be a superstar in a few years. Shout out to fantasy owners out there. You better keep an eye on that boy. You're going to wish you did. Um, and Tommy Tremble seems to be Old Faithful. He just when you think he's always there to block, he'll make up a play. And even his yak yards D's, he didn't try to hurdle nobody yesterday.
And one
Shockingly.
one more player too before I forget. Bam Martin Scott with that special
Oh
teams fumble
yeah,
recovery.
yeah. Hey,
Proud of that
Canales
man.
Canales said he had a big hit earlier in the game on special teams. That
He
was a
did.
very key.
That's what kind of tied into my rookies because they're making plays on special
Right,
teams too, forcing turnovers. Yeah, really proud of all of them.
right,
Bryson Terrain, you can throw him in there too.
Yes, you could.
Nick Scorton gets better every week, man. I like him more and more each
right.
and every week. It's just man, it's just
Absolutely.
what they've
We
done in
got
that
we
front
got to
office
shout
is
out.
good.
It's obvious, but we got to shout out Nalo because Nalo is
Absolutely.
one hell of a rookie.
Right.
Like he's out here doing things top 10 wide receiver in the league as a rookie, and he's giving us expectations of like 100 yards a game because he can do it, and he's just gonna grow and get better. He's just getting started. That's the crazy part.
How is he better? He's better than the top 10 pick he was. He's literally better than
Yes,
where he was picked. He's literally that good. It's unreal. Taking the league by storm, man.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
can't give y'all names, but there were a bunch of teams that called trying to get up and get him. I
I know
read
the
that
Yes.
Rams
today
were
Yes.
actually.
one of them. The
Yeah,
Rams
Yeah.
were the big one,
Cowboys as
yeah.
well.
Yep,
Mm.
Rams and Cowboys, and I've heard there were 10 teams that tried to call and get the Panthers to trade with him, and they wouldn't do it. And a shout out to Dan Morgan.
yep. Most
I
importantly,
loved him as a player. His first draft, like I said, he was learning what he was doing. He was learning who to listen to and who not to listen to. And this draft's become his best draft. It's become one of the best drafts as so far right now that the Panthers have ever had. And
it's very true.
shout out to Dan Morgan. He's put a lot more hope in the Panthers than a lot of people would think.
I'm proud of him, Pickle.
In a short amount of
Absolutely.
time too. Short
Yes.
amount
Very
of time.
Yes.
short. Give him a
Yes.
We
couple more
Yes.
drafts like this and watch where we'll
Right.
be.
Right. Right. And well, fellas, I said earlier this week, last week, and I said it before. I wouldn't give Bryce the 50-year option. You know what? At the game Bryce played yesterday, I don't know that I would do that. I don't know. I don't know if I'm Dan Morgan that I would not. It's just 25 million. I might get that 50-year option on him.
He's gonna get
the
it.
Just saying.
the sky's
He's
a
gonna
lot
get it
higher
just
up
off
than
of
it was.
yesterday.
Right.
It sounds like a lazy take, but he could get it just off of what he did yesterday. I saw the things I
Right.
was looking for, and what you
That,
want out
that's
of a number one overall pick, give it to him.
that's what I absolutely think they should too, as well as what Cole just said. I mean, I seen what he did yesterday that I had questions of him about, and he proved that he can do it. And I think that alone right there should
It's an
give him that
overwhelming
option.
feeling, Jake. That's why I've been like this ever since the game ended, because it was more about what he did as a quarterback than the
Well,
actual win for me. I see that we have a quarterback, and it makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, that thing was down to the wire yesterday, Cole. And those scenarios were running through my head. I was like, this man has played his tail off today. He has played such a
Hmm.
good game. I was like, if we drop this game in overtime for whatever reason, because Bijan was just deadly yesterday. I mean, the guy was just running all over us every chance he got. Not so much in the second half, but in the first half. But I was scared that we were going to drop that game and everybody was going to be like, see, told you Bryce was no good after that performance was what I was worried about, because that's just he moved the ceiling a lot higher going out there breaking Ace Boogie records. Didn't
But
have it on
couldn't
my
you feel
bingo
it in
card.
overtime though? After we got the ball back, you just knew Bryce was going to march it down the field, and then Fitzgerald was just going to do his job. Like I just had that comfort and overwhelming feeling that that's how the game was going to end, and we did the thing, walked right down there and did it.
Right.
That
Bijan was
happened.
Right.
feeling it after that game after getting hit by Claude Chairless. I can tell you that much right
Hey,
now.
Mhm.
Well,
he earned his 100 yards. He got
hey, that
100
man
of
was
them,
Right.
but
out
he
there
earned
laying
them.
that boom on him.
Right. Right.
That was that Morig collisions in the first
It,
quarter. If you go back,
it,
he ran Morig over a couple
right.
times, but
Who,
Morig
Dang, he
got
who
some
did.
blast
who
offs
what
on him too.
who was it that hit Penix? I tried to think about today. It was a safety. Was it Morig?
Yeah, it was, I
Probably
believe.
was. He
Okay.
was out there
Okay.
destroying people
Right.
yesterday.
Well, he run the same play. Well, it's the same type of play. It's a safety blitz that they run on Bryce.
Yeah,
The only
Bowman.
difference, yeah, the only difference is Bryce turned around at the last minute and saw it, and prepared for it. Penix didn't turn around and see it. So uh,
Bryce
that
got
happens in
nailed
the
though.
NFL, though. It does happen in the NFL. That's football. It's a contact sport for a reason. Um, um,
I
yes,
need him to
sir.
watch after my franchise quarterback. This is what I need him to do.
Yeah,
Don't be giving up
absolutely.
those big hits like that on the blitzes. Get your
That's
hands
it.
on somebody. I don't care who's playing
That's
at
it.
right guard. Put
And,
your hands on somebody.
one of the, I think it was that hit where Bowman hit Bryce. Rico said later on, took blame for it in the locker room. Said that was on him. That was his job to block that guy Bowman, and he missed the block. He said when Bryce was struggling to get up, he said all I could think was, did I just get my quarterback hurt? Did I just do that? And when Bryce came back on the field, he sighed of relief and he told Bryce, he said, "You'll never have to worry about that again." So that's ownership. That's taking ownership of a mistake you did. And you know. Shout out again. I want to shout out after the beating to the Saints. We had a couple young players call out the coaching staff and their teammates for lack of practicing, and the coaches for giving them Monday off. And the reason why no other team in the league gives players 2 weeks, 2 days off in the middle of the week. And it's learn and survive and lean. And in the post game show, uh, uh, Canales admitted and told the players, he said, "This is your team, and sometimes I try to give it up, but he won't let me." So, and that's good to hear. Everybody take ownership, and so that's just what I wanted to say. Y'all keep pounding. We're going to do this again next week at 7 o'clock. In a few weeks, I hope to let a few selected people in to chat with a little bit. Um, I've got to get some settings figured out, and some things set up properly to do that. And um, we were just in a hurry, and we didn't want to wait. But just be patient with us, and we'll get some of our friends up and let them comment on different times. And I appreciate all of you. Please hit that like and subscribe on YouTube, and hit the like uh, on the YouTube, and it helps the algorithm. Appreciate that a lot.
Pickle, one more quick shout out. We got to
Yeah,
do it.
Go ahead.
Got to give it up for G Baby, the biggest Bryce Young supporter I know. He gets
Oh,
ridiculed,
absolutely,
laughed at, stomped on. We said we were going to say something about it, so there it is.
absolutely,
Shout out to you, G Baby.
absolutely. G baby, you believe what you want to believe, brother. You believed in Bryce this whole time, and you fought hell on earth from it. Some of it from me.
Me
I'll own
too.
up to that, and I've chatted with you about that. And keep pounding, brother.
Keep
Keep
pounding.
pounding.
Keep pounding, y'all.
Keep pounding,